Hennythemoor, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? It's the lunchtime hour. So, we're going to get on here for about an hour or so, talk about Dallas Cowboys football, some of the things that we can still do in free agency to improve this team. I know there's been a lot of talk about wide receivers. There's been a lot of talk about running backs. A lot of talk about skill positions. Dalton Schultz left, so there was a conversation about tight ends and all this other stuff. But we ain't really talked about, the key ingredient to actually fixing this team. Right? When you look around at the thing that's actually wrong with this team, that has not been addressed yet. So we're going to actually talk about trench warfare today on this show, man. We're going to talk about the defensive tackle position, what we need to do to improve there, who's still available that can come in and upgrade our run defense, because that's really what's been hurting this team. And we're just going to go from there, man. Hoodlum said, let's go get D-Hop. Man, listen, if it happened, it happened. I'm down with getting D-Hop. But, I think we're pretty straight right now, in regards to pass catchers when you look around at what's already on the team. But, DeAndre Hopkins would still be a damn good addition. Like, I wouldn't poo-poo on that thought of adding him. But, yeah, man. But we're going to talk about the defensive tackle for a little bit, man. We're just going to jump in here, talk about that. And remember, I'm going to give my usual spiel. If you have not already did so, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to improve, the channel, trying to grow the channel. We're at 632 folks right now. Trying to get up to 1,000 so the page can get monetized. Anything that y'all, and also, I'm gonna drop the cash out because I'm not monetized yet. Anything that y'all seeing will be used to help me for my trip to go down to Kansas City for the draft next month. I already took the days off. I already found my way to get there. It's a wrap. So we are going. We will be coming live to you from the draft, giving you exclusive content that you can't find nowhere else. So just tap in, share, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do, and we're gonna jump right into it, man. So yeah, the Dallas Cowboys have done a lot this offseason. I'm not gonna poo-poo on them. They've done great. They improved cornerback 2, which was a position that cost us games last year, right? When you saw what happened with Kelvin Joseph, he gave up 2 touchdowns in a singular quarter in a game that we really had to have to fight for the number 1 seed. That's a position with 7 different guys lined up and play snaps at. So, they improved on that by trading for Stephon Gilmore. They did their job with that, right? A+ acquisition. They did their jobs by bringing in Brandon Cooks. We know that Michael Gallup has been injured the past 2 seasons. We know that we have not really had any other wide receiver, production outside of CeeDee Lamb last year. Hell, your second leading receiver was Dalton Schultz, who's no longer on this team and was not a wide receiver. So, by bringing in Brandon Cooks, you instantly fix that problem. You improve your wide receiver position as a whole. A+ acquisition with that as well. But the Dallas Cowboys have not fixed their Achilles heel. Their biggest weakness has been their inability to stop the run, to win in the trenches on a consistent basis. Right? We were happy with Jonathan Hankins coming in, playing bits and pieces throughout the season because we were a better run defense with him out there. But that is definitely a position that we can improve on. There are guys you can trade for right now that are better than Hankins. Hankins is currently, dragging his feet, trying to sign back with the Dallas Cowboys. It hasn't happened yet. And right now, that's leaving a big ass hole in the middle of our defense. T Smooth TV, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me. So yeah, that's definitely an area of concern. But fear not. Where there's problems, there's always solutions. And I did my research on this, right? So I'm not just coming at you with no Rudy Poo names, with nothing crazy. Like mathematically, these moves can work. Scheme fit, these things will work. So let's start with the obvious one. We'll talk about Hankins first. And honestly, if you just look at the advanced metrics alone, Jonathan Hankins was horrible last year. If you trust these grading scales, you trust this, that, and the third, Jonathan Hankins did not grade out as a good player last year. If you take a look at what he did, he graded out as a 46 overall last year, what was an F, Run defender, he graded out as a 49.1, which was an F. Pass rusher, he graded out as a 50.8. 50.8, which was an F. Right? So by himself, Jonathan Hankins did not rank out well, on these, you look at these advanced metrics and stuff like that. He just didn't. But, I'm talking about, it's a team game, and the impact that he had on our team was a very positive one. When Jonathan Hankins was out there in the lineup, the Dallas Cowboys run defense was almost a full yard better per possession. Neil Farmer, we're gonna actually talk about him very shortly. So I'm glad you brought it up, but he is actually one of these targets. So yes, so like as a whole, we were better with him out there. So you can talk about he's already played on the team. He knows what his job will be. He's older. He's been in the league for about a decade at this point. So he's a guy that's not going to have a very high market value anyway. Like he played for like $1.3 million last season, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like he will cost a lot of money to re-sign. Right. The issue right now, from what's being reported, is that he's taking his time. He may not be a guy that wants to immediately sign right back to a team. He is older. He might want to skip out on the off-season workouts and things like that. So, he might be a guy that wants to sign, after the season starts. Right. We've seen T.Y. Hilton take a similar approach. Older wide receiver, a little bit longer in the tooth at this point. He waited all the way till December to sign with the team. He signed with us in December. So, that could be a possibility right there with Hankins. But since he is taking his time, since he is probably the most obvious guy that we wanted to bring back, we will be happy with what he brought to the team. Let's talk about another player. Let's talk about a guy who is a free agent right now. He is also a player that is older, but this is a guy that is, has a super high pedigree. We're talking about one Calais Campbell. As you know, Calais Campbell was released earlier, by the Baltimore Ravens. And while he is not the same Calais Campbell who was a disruptive force, earlier in his career, he is still better than every other defensive tackle on our team. He is better than Hankins, even though he has not signed back yet. He graded out better. And he also gives you position flex. While he majorly plays defensive tackle at this point in his career, he can still line up at defensive end for you. They limited snaps, give you versatility. He is still a very good run defender. He graded out as a great run stopper. And he also adds a dimension of pass rush. And the guy is huge. He's 6'8", 307 pounds. And, you can't teach, experience. This is a guy who's been in the league going on 16 seasons. He got drafted in 2008 as a second-round pick, and he's really outplayed his draft standing ever since he came into the league. Like, he is one of those special talents who has both size and skill. So getting Calais Campbell, would be a no-brainer. Yeah, it takes up space, like Neil Farber says. He takes up space. He's long. He's still fairly athletic, despite the fact that he's a little bit older, but he is definitely a guy that you would want to add, to provide a run stopper. He could work as a pass rusher. And let's just take a look at the overall statistics for him last season. Now, last year he had 18 solo tackles, he had 10 assists, he had 2 forced fumbles, he had 16 stops, 6 sacks. And remember, 6 sacks on this team would have had him around third on our team, right? 17 hurries, 11 hits, and he also provided 34 total pressures. So despite being older, despite being in the league a very long time, he is still a highly productive player. And listen, ever since 2011, he has ranked out a 71 overall defender or better. Right? He has never been below a C. He's graded out green across the board every single season. And when he was in Jacksonville, he graded out as a 90 overall all 3 of those seasons. So like he is still a very productive player. He is still an amazing run stopper. He's still an amazing guy who can apply pressure in the middle of a defense. So, you definitely would want to add somebody of the ilk of Calais Campbell. Just looking at these raw numbers, he's a guy with 109 career sacks, 407 career hurries, 551 career tackles. And, just judging by what he gave you last season, right, he still has plenty left in the tank. So I definitely would, go after Calais Campbell. And, I think I spoke about this a little bit last night when we were talking about adding players, right? Player acquisition. He fits the mold of what Stephen Jones likes to do as likes to do in free agency. He has the name. He has pretty damn good production. And because he is so much older than a lot of teams are willing to sign, like he will not, have a high market value. Like Calais Campbell at this point in his career will probably sign a veteran minimum to play with a contending team. Right? So, that's where he is right now. Like Calais Campbell has never won a title. No, he has, you could argue that Calais Campbell has a Hall of Fame worthy career. But, at this point, hey, Nelly Rogers, what's up with you? I appreciate you for tapping in with me. I think we should bring in Alshon Robinson. He's a big body in the middle. I'll take a look at him while we're here. While we're in here, I'll take a look at him for you since you're tapping in with me. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that you would like to add. Like I said, won't be a high market value, years of experience. You could, like I said, you can make the case that Calais Campbell is probably going to be a Hall of Fame player one day. Like I say, like he's had a very long, productive career. The only thing missing from Calais Campbell's career is, a Super Bowl ring, because he made the All-Decade team for the 2010s, made 6 Pro Bowl selections, was a Walter Payton Man of the Year, right? So like he's a dog, man. Like Calais Campbell is a monster. So yes, I would definitely love to bring Calais Campbell in. Also, he has 99 official career sacks. So like he's a guy who is actually finna reach the 100 sack plateau pretty soon. So yeah, I like Calais Campbell. Quality signing, even though he's an older player, he's better than what you got. When you look at somebody like Hankins, he's better than him. You look at Osa, he's better than Osa. He's better than Gallimore. Downshow better than Big Quentin Bohannon. So yes, that's an easy way to upgrade your defensive tackle position. You won't have to give up any assets to get him. He'll be relatively cheap, and he also provides experience. Checks all the boxes. So yes, definitely go out there and sign Calais Campbell, if you can. Another player that's actually going to be a little bit more expensive, like he'll be a little bit more expensive, but he'll definitely be worth the money. Another player that you can look into adding is one DeForest Buckner. Now, he is somebody that is on the trading block right now. You will have to give up assets to get DeForest Buckner, but he is a dog in his own right, and he's much younger. DeForest Buckner is only 29 years old. He'll turn 30 pretty soon, but he is a guy who is very versatile. He offers you a guy who grades out pretty damn good against the run, and he is also a very good presence in the middle and getting pressure on the quarterback. If you don't remember DeForest Buckner, he was initially part of the 49ers team, right? Then he got a big bag from the Colts. It hasn't really worked out there. Individually, like he's still been putting up monster numbers. Like he's still getting his acclaim, his recognition. He's playing his ass off over there. But overall, right, they have not had great team success. So he's looking to get moved. But let's just take a look at his numbers. I can let you understand about his production. So overall last year, as a defender, he graded out as an 82.3. So he checks that off. His overall play was a B. Right, he had top production overall as a defensive player. As a run defender, he graded out as a 71.4, which is excellent, right? Once you consider the fact that Hankins graded out is like a 49 against the run. Like he, if you trust the grading scales, he is much better in that aspect, right? So over it. I appreciate you for tapping in with me. Thank you for coming into the chat and showing love and support. I thank you. So yeah, so like I like the prospect of getting DeForest Buckner, right? Pass rusher graded out as a 77.7. Here's something crazy. Coverage graded out as a 68.8. Even had 3 batted passes. So I like that. Now he'll be more expensive than the other guys that I mentioned. He has a cap hit of $9 million this year. But the beautiful thing about it is the Dallas Cowboys have the cap space, right? They currently do have the cap space to sign him. And they get an additional $10 million, in June from Ezekiel Elliott's contract. So the Dallas Cowboys have the cap space. They have the money. And they have the need. DeForest Buckner is a guy who made an all-pro selection. He made multiple Pro Bowl selections. Like he is a good defensive tackle. Double R, I see you, man. I appreciate you for tapping in with me. So yeah, I'm definitely in on DeForest Buckner. I'm not too sure what it would cost to get DeForest Buckner, but he is a guy, who can play in the middle of your defense for at least the next 3 to 4 years. If you are to get a deal done, like you can keep DeForest Buckner until he's out of his prime. And really, you have no idea when his prime will be over. When you look at somebody like Calais Campbell, he has still been a very productive defensive tackle, right? He's well up in age. He's like 6 or 7 years older than DeForest Buckner is. So, like he still has plenty of tread left on the tires. He's a guy who can go out there, give you run defense, give you a pass rush. He's long, athletic. So like he will be worth it. Like he instantly improves your defense. He turns one of your weaknesses into a strength. So I love the thought of trying to acquire somebody like the DeForest Buckner, right? And listen, even if we don't go upscale, like y'all did mention somebody that I'm finna actually do my research on right now while I got you on the live. Y'all were speaking about a defensive tackle by the name of Alshon Robinson. So let's pull him up. I've seen some people mention his name, but I'm not too familiar with his production, how he grades out, or anything like that. So let's do it together. Let's take a look at Alshon Robinson and see what kind of production that he had last season. So I'll look at Alshon Robinson's production. I'll look at his market value, right, and we'll go from there. So Robinson is also a guy that was drafted in the same year as DeForest Buckner. They both came out in the 2016 draft. And hey, beautiful thing about it, he is from Fort Worth, Texas. Right, he's from Fort Worth, Texas. So let's see what we get from him. Let me pull up his statistics real quick. PFF. All right. So this is a guy who was a former Alabama Crimson Tide player, right? Okay, got drafted by the Detroit Lions in 2016 in the second round as the 46th overall pick. So let's take a look. He had 28 overall tackles, 11 assists. He did not clock a single sack or a single forced fumble. All right. That's not a deal breaker. I just need a good run defender. And from the looks of it, he graded out pretty well what I need. His overall grade for the season was a 64.4. Run defense, he graded out as a 68.7. So, with that said, if you look at how Jonathan Hankins graded out, he grades out much better than Hankins did. Hey, what's up with you, Marcus? I appreciate you for tapping in. Action Pal, I see you, brother. I appreciate you for tapping in with me. Joe Tranchina, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, my guy. Thank you for the love and support, my boy. So, yeah, man. Like, and listen, My only criteria for player acquisition is they have to be better than what I had last year. So all these guys I named, if you take the letter grades at face value, they graded out better than Jonathan Hankins did. They graded out better than Jonathan Hankins did, and that's all that matters. So imagine, as bad as Jonathan Hankins graded out as an individual player, we were still a full yard better with him in the middle of our defense, right? Imagine if we added an upgrade from Jonathan Hankins into the middle of this defense, right? Why not double dip Campbell and Robinson? Let's see if that will be possible. Let me see what Finn looking at Robinson's stats. Let's see. 5 total pressure, 3 hits, 2 hurries. Okay. Did not have a high missed tackle rate. All right. Played 360 total snaps last year. Okay. Let me find his market value. Because it's a possibility. If both of them are cheap, you can definitely sign both of them. Because I don't think that Calais Campbell market value will be high. Sean Robinson, let's see. What was his contract last year? Yeah, see, he played for $6 million a year with the Rams. Let's see. Yeah, he made some money last year. Sean Robinson made some money last year. Well, with the Rams, his cap hit last year was $9.5 million. He is a player that had. Oh, landlord calling in. Let me see what my boy talking about. Talk to me. You live in the liquor store, my boy.
What's happening? Yeah, all right, man. What y'all got going on over there?
Man, we up here talking about defensive tackle, man. You want me to send you the link? You want to jump in for a quick second? Beck, that's about as long as that's about as long as this it's finna last. So 20 minutes is all we need, brother. All right, let me go ahead. We finna bring landlord in, man. Big Bug Cowboy, I see you. Dwayne Brown, I see you. DP Johnson, I see you. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Indeed. All right. All right, cool. I just dropped the link in your Twitter. Bet. All right, so we finna have landlord live in the liquor store. It's getting close to the first, man. You're gonna have to take a shot. Drink, deal with some of your tenants, man. When it's time to go around and collect. Hey, Chris Bose, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. So yeah, we finna get landlord in. We're gonna talk about this defensive tackle position a little bit more. But yeah, Alshon made some damn money last year, man. Like he definitely made some money. So I don't know what he will be willing to play for next year. Right? So if he's looking for a nice size contract, I'd rather go get DeForest Buckner because DeForest Buckner is a much better player. I'm not knocking him because like I said, all the guys that I mentioned are better than the guys that we currently have on the roster. But if I'm picking between who I think is better, who I think can provide more to the team, like it's DeForest Buckner. It'll be my number one option. Then it would be Calais Campbell, just due to the age, but he still has the size, the experience. He said, "I need a pack of smokes and a fifth of Henny." Hey, you came to the right place, man. We not even taxing. It's Thursday. We ain't gonna even tax you, man. I hear somebody chimed in, man. Hey, welcome to the liquor store, man.
What's happening? I got my time real quick.
Yeah, you might as well go
to my day job, but hey, I'll give my boys Henny some love over here in the liquor store. What you got for me, man? What you got for me?
Man, we've been talking about defensive tackle at this moment in time. So, we were talking about upgrading in the trenches. That's the only place where the Dallas Cowboys have an obvious need on the defensive side of the ball. So, like we've been just going through looking at folks.
Oh, okay, I heard the Forrest Buckner on the trading block. That's interesting.
Yeah, we just talked about the Forrest Buckner. And he graded out good, man. Like he graded out good. He had 8 sacks. He had 44 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, right? And against the run, he still graded out as over 70.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and listen, like I know people love Jonathan Hankins, what he brought to the table. When you look at how he graded out as an individual player, he was horrible. But he helped the overall run defense just by being a big body in the middle. So
He held back those guards from getting to the second level. That don't really show up well on the stat sheet, and it's very important. It's one of those dirty jobs, but somebody got to do it. Like he like a Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? He doing stuff that don't register on the stat sheet all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I ain't talking about his overall stats. I'm just talking about like how he graded out as a run defender. Like I don't think they even take that into consideration because they have a grading scale for defensive tackles as well.
Yeah.
And everybody I'm listing, they graded out a little bit better than he did. And my mindset is, if he really was, a little iffy with his individual play, but he helped the overall defense. Imagine you put somebody in the middle of the defense that is overall better than him. I can only imagine how the run defense would look at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Now that is the only flaw of this defense. So, okay, this is an exercise we're gonna do with the people. Okay, look, what would y'all, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your expectation from Neville Gallimore and Oso Odighizuwa? Because these are the people we need to step up. Neville might be a surprise cut candidate. Him and Jabril Cox. You know what I'm saying? It's a few surprise cuts that could happen. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank these guys? What do you think? 1 being, I need them boys out of the building as fast as possible. 10 being, they gonna be Pro Bowlers. So what would you rank them for?
Who, Jabril Cox?
And Neville Gallimore.
Oh, Osa and Neville. I'll give Osa about a 4. I'll give Neville a 0.
You got Osa a 4? I'm a little higher on Osa. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm telling you, it typically takes defense. I just said this on my show. It typically takes defensive linemen at least 4 years. You know what I'm saying? It takes them time. This microwave NFL we living in, you know what I'm saying? We expect everybody to bust out and be Michael Parsons, but that's just not realistic. These defensive linemen, bro, they go from throwing around people who might just have a CDL next year or just be lawyers and doctors to going up against grown men. You know what I'm saying? Have you, when you was like 20, or you know what I'm saying, did you ever try to just throw around a grown man? It's not easy, sir. It's not.
But I show what the one at the gas station. It's a story for another time. But but hey, that's
right one. I'm just saying that it's difficult for normal human beings, normal young men to throw around a grown man. I'm telling you, my son, he coming up in age. He probably think he ready. But I let him know all the time, like, hey, you ain't ready for daddy yet, son. What Pimp C said, I'm gonna sit you down. But bro, it take a lot. I don't even care how athletic you are. Like, grown man strength is a thing, bro. It's a difference. So that's why I say I feel like it traditionally took defensive tackles at least 4 years to become a real defensive lineman. So I ain't giving up on Osa yet. I say I'm like a 6, more than average. I'm like a 6 for Osa.
I mean, Neville, I like him more than Neville, but I think Neville doesn't give me anything.
Neville one of them pass rushing defensive tackles, but I'm looking like him I might be about like a 3 on Neville. Neville out the door.
Neville should have been out the door already. Listen, you got Neville Gallimore at home. And he is in Osa in the Osa, and Osa is better than Neville. So I listen. Maybe a 3 was a little bit too harsh for Osa because I could definitely see what he brings as a 3 tech. But go
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say if we're grading these boys at 1 techs, none of them should make the team. But Osa is a 3 tech, like yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what some people don't realize. Also, Diggy started turning up towards the end of the year. Like, no lie, he balled out in the San Francisco game. I meant to put some emphasis on that, but Osa was getting back there, y'all. He was doing pass rush things. I'll say that. He was doing mostly pass rush things. That's something I could vouch on. I'm not sure about the run guy, but pass rush things, he was in the backfield a lot that game, especially towards the end. So, like, I think Osa might be coming along. Like, he showed flashes in his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? He showed flashes, and then he got better. So, we might be sleeping on Osa just a tad bit. We're not sure what we're going to get from him. Of course, it's a projection, but I think I'm kind of bullish on Osa.
I mean, Osa had 4 sacks last year, so it's not like he was horrible.
Yeah, like he was trash, yeah.
Yeah, and he graded out as a 68.4 as a pass rusher. Run defense was shaky, like you said. Like, I'm not mad at Osa, but I'm just like, I know I need more as a run stopper. He graded out as an F.
High, ain't he? He's a little lighter than high, ain't he?
A little.
Wait.
He came in weighing 280.
We gotta get some more weight up on him.
Yeah, I don't know what he weighed. I don't know what he weighed right now. 1243. March the 23rd of 2023. But he came in weighing 280. He might be close to 300 pounds now. He's still a little light in the ass.
I'm gonna have to do some film work on Quinn Bohanna too, cause I ain't gonna lie, I like the Quinn Bohanna, and when I seen him on film, he was doing good. So, but it just seemed like he couldn't stay on the field. Like, but I'm gonna have to go do some in-depth research on, was he actually balling? Was he one of those players that got in the doghouse or something? But he couldn't stay on the field. Like, that'd be suspicious to me. When you see a player doing his job and balling out, and then he mysteriously just taking out the field, it might be one of those situations he got in somebody's doghouse. So I ain't sure. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I know at the beginning of the year before he got hurt, Quinn Bohanna was balling out. Like, real talk, he was making up. He was a problem in the inside. But it just seemed like he got hurt, and then it was just like some craziness going on from there, and you pretty much didn't see him no more. So I ain't sure what happened.
I mean, I love Quinn Bohanna as a prospect. The man is 360 pounds.
So,
yeah. If he can't do nothing but get in the way, like, I would love to have him out there. But let's take a look at Quinn Bohanna. And again, the grades are up to subjection because I don't even know how they grade these dudes.
Me either.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But he graded out bad, most of the season. But he had some game where he went crazy. Like, he graded out as a 92.2 in the Houston game, 90.7 as a run stopper that game. But like, that was the one. Well, that's like the one positive score that he has. He has 50s and 40s and 35s. All these other games he played in. So I'm not really sure what was going on. But he also wasn't playing a lot of snaps. Like, the most snaps he played this entire season in a game was 26.
Yeah.
He had 26 snaps in a game. 25, 21, 26, 24, 19, 23, 18, 15, 14, 15, 13.
I'm saying, so look, that's hard to rate right there. That's hard to rate. When a player ain't getting that many snaps, that ain't easy to be rated right there. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on my channel, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Shout out to everybody. But yeah, that's hard to grade when you ain't getting that many snaps. You know what I'm saying? It's just not easy.
What was that?
What's going on? You all right?
I hear like random music outside of my background music. I don't know where the hell that came from.
I thought that was you.
Nah, that wasn't me.
my computer off. I ain't got no pages open.
I closed some extra tabs just in case. I don't know what the hell that was. I thought Jerry Jones had finally put a bug in our show, man.
Yeah. Hey, one of them Eagle fans, you know how them fairies they is. You know what I'm saying? They might have hacked us.
Justin Valentine said he got a 6-hour drive ahead of me right now. He said keep it rolling.
Oh. I ain't gonna be able to fulfill that one. You know, my boy Hen might got you though. I don't know.
He ain't gotta go back to work himself, man. You know, it's the lunch hour show.
I wish I was able to. I gotta go to the day job, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie though, man. I like Quinn Bohanna. I know a lot of people looking at him like, oh, he ain't doing that. I like Bohanna. I got film showing Bohanna was balling. I'm gonna have to pull that up on my tape. I mean, on my channel. I got it, and I showed him like, hey, and he was playing with an attitude. He said we can hear it too.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Normal music. That's the normal music.
Yeah, the normal music is in here, but yeah, there was some other stuff that came through.
Gotta be, cause I have no tabs open, but this.
Like I said, I closed all the other tabs just in case it was something crazy, so we should be Gucci now.
Yeah.
Joe said it was Jerry Yacht music.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, I really think Quinn got. I think I'm high on Quinn. Probably higher than the normal people. I ain't gonna say I think he's gonna be a all pro, but I think he can contribute for sure. If not, then hey, we'll see what happens. Because he might be on that chopping block too.
I mean, like everybody's job at the physical tackle should be up for grabs at this point. Like that should be an open competition. Like between whoever, like all the guys that currently here, if you ask somebody in free agency, if you go out and draft somebody, listen, nobody's job to be secure. Because you are a bottom run defense. That starts up front. Now, I got too many, like my edge rushers, they job secure. They get sacks. Like that's the biggest part of their job. Like even the Marcus Lawrence, he had 6 sacks. Like he had like 6.5 sacks. So like everybody, my edge rusher I got produced in some shape, form, or fashion. But my defensive tackles, man, like you might have to fight to the death to keep your job.
Facts. Yeah, we need defensive tackle help. So that's why I said if they draft a player like Mozzie, man, I wouldn't be mad because I know it's a big time void in our defense, but I'm just hoping he be the player they projecting him to be day one because we trying to win right now. That's why I'm saying to me it's semi-risky going for a defensive tackle in the first because you want him to be a monster day one, and that's not normal stuff to be asking out of a defensive tackle. It's just not.
What about when Mozzie falls to the second?
In the second for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's a no-brainer. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking about all of them. All defensive tackles. Like, it's rare that them boys come in day one and just be dominant, bro. It's rare. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rare that you have an Aaron Donald or something like that. That's super rare. Right. Like, if we drop this man in the first, that's a bar. Worst cutting the worst, we drop this man in the first. What if he's just a rotational player? I would be sick because we trying to win now.
I agree with that. Because listen, that's why I posed, the thought of trading for DeForest Buckner. Because, like DeForest Buckner is a guy who already made an all-pro selection. He's already been a multiple-time Pro Bowler. He ranked, like, you trust the grading scales, which are very up and down, right? Like I said, you can never take PFF at face value without other advanced metrics and film. But, he graded out good against everything. He had multiple stops. He had a lot of tackles. He applied pressure. He ranked as a good run defender. And, even though he's only about 300 pounds, the man is 6'7". So, he's a big body regardless. So, I would love to ask somebody of DeForest Buckner's ilk because I can't name the last time we had an all-pro defensive tackle. Was it Ratliff?
Yeah. Probably so. Did he make a pro, bro? Was it Tyrone Crawford? You know what I'm saying?
I know damn well Tyrone ain't never made nothing. Tyrone just showed up and made a check.
That's what I mean. He was good, though. Shout out to Dwayne Brown, too, with the $5 cash out, man. I probably forgot to shout you out, man. The cash out be sneaking up on me, man, but I want to make sure I get you in there. Shout out to Kai 001 in the building, man. Where was you? You was shooting hooky earlier, sir? But shout out to you. I just got a Cowboys notification. What is this?
What they done did? I hope they did something good.
I don't know if they did nothing, but it says something about ESPN. It's probably just an article.
It said, "Do you think Neville Gallimore is a bust?" it's hard to be a bust, when you're not a first round pick. I think like the bust talk, things like that are relegated to guys who had these super high expectations, right? If I look at Neville Gallimore, I think he was only like a third or a fourth round pick. So you really can't say that's a bust. Now I think that you expected more from him, because he had a pretty solid rookie campaign. I know that a lot of people expected him to take the next jump in his production, but you never really saw that from him. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, he was drafted in the third round.
Yeah,
So
it's
no,
hard to say them players. That's why I said I believe that's the Cowboys mentality. Like we're a victim of our own success here. Like we draft so well, we expect these guys to come in here and just be phenomenal. It don't matter what we drafted them with. But that's just not realistic in the NFL. And like we do so well, man, like I can't be mad if we miss a couple of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I think what's the normal projection? Like coming into a draft, I think a successful draft, like criteria would be what, like 3 starters, like first, second, and third. If you get 3 starters, like 3 good players out of that, I think you did good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Neville Gallimore. Now, Neville Gallimore is horrible. He ranked out horrible, and like I know for a fact that some of these are good. Hey, shout out to the Wayne Brown for the $5 donation, man. I appreciate you for the level of support, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, so 2022,
Oh, then
huh?
he had the snaps too. Then
Man, he had 402 total snaps.
if you grading out bad with all them snaps, bro, you just ain't him.
He graded as a 36 overall.
Ugh.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
know. I don't know
might-
what school you went to, but a 36 man, you got to do that whole grade over.
Hey, he might be a cut, man. He grading out that bad. Now we do know defensive tackle, like I said, some of the things they do don't register. Some of the things they do don't register. So we got to see how that work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and listen, the sad thing is like he's gotten worse every year. 2020, that was a bad defense though, but he had 416 snaps, graded as a 52.1. 2021, he had 164 snaps, he graded as a 49.6. This year, he graded as a 36.6. So like he's actually gotten worse every single season.
With the uptick in snaps, that's terrible.
Yeah, because they were trying, they were high on Gallimore to start, man.
Yeah, I think him and Dak kind of cool, like friends or something. That might be what's keeping them on the team.
Well, listen, I don't know how long that's going to last. Because look, Dak Prescott rocked with Kellen Moore too, and you see his ass in L.A.
Yeah, Cowboys one said, "Damn, it's crazy. Not too long ago, we was hyped telling other teams wait until we get Neville back. Now we are like, bro, trash. Yeah, it's crazy how this NFL thing plays out, ain't it, man? You never know what happened. You never know. It's crazy.
Yeah, because sometimes you just get it. Sometimes you have a couple game stretch. Then sometimes you you might have a good season, but I really think like Neville Gallimore was relegated to just having like a couple of good snaps here and there.
Yeah,
because there ain't no way.
What it is, bro? You know what it is? I think he might be really defined as a tweener. It'd be rough for them kind of guys. He like in between a defensive end and a defensive tackle. He like a tweener. And like
it depends on the guys though, because some tweeners, they have monster seat that they're monsters. Look at Michael Parsons. You can sort of say he a tweener in his position.
But I guarantee you, the tweener percentage don't work out more times than not though. You know what I'm saying? Like when you a tweener, most of the times, like think about it. Most coaches want you to have a defined role. They want you to be this or that. You know what I'm saying? For you to be considered a tweener, I feel like you need to be at least above average in more than one area. You just can't be a player who rank a 50 on this and a 50 on that, and I gotta say you're a tweener. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just a player who don't have a role. You know what I'm saying? So
then he not a tweener. He just sorry.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what it looked like might be the problem with Neville Gallimore. You know what I'm saying? Like Yeah, tweeners be having identity crisis. Yes, Kyle 001. That's why most players look. That's why. When was Aaron Donald ranked? Cause he a tweener. He a successful tweener. Cause think about this. I guarantee you, some of them coaches passed on AD because of that. Cause he was a basically a defensive end and a defensive lineman's body type vibes. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, I guarantee you, some coaches was a little standoffish when it came to him. Like most of these teams don't like to fool around.
He was a defensive tackle, got drafted at 13 overall pick. I don't think anybody was ever down there in Donald, kinfolk. This man.
Look, if they knew what they knew, I guarantee you them first 14, you know what I'm saying? Them first 12 people would have drafted AD. Because, you know, he was a combine guy. You remember that?
Let me look at the 2014 draft. Let's redo the 2014 draft real quick.
Bro. They would have drafted him if we, in hindsight, this boy was the best. He had to be the best.
Well, you got to also understand, like, some people, like, they undervalue the wide receiver, the defensive tackle position. And, you know, they love pure pass rushers. That's why the David Clowney went number 1 overall that year. But you know, when you look at some of the guys ahead of him, though, like I'm not sure I could have, you know, Khalil Mack got taken ahead of him.
That was strong with the K draft sign.
Odell Beckham was ahead of him. Anthony Barr, when he was actually a good linebacker, was taken ahead of him. Mikey Evans.
You got to go AD over. Like I give you Khalil Mack and who else you said?
I said Odell.
You got to take AD over Odell, bro. You got to.
On longevity.
I'm talking about in hindsight.
I mean, in hindsight, yeah, but you know, at the time, like Odell Beckham was a can't miss prospect. Like they didn't know that he would have the knee issues.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like I guarantee you, those 10 people, even if it was just 10, those people would have wanted the AD too. You know what I'm saying? Now Khalil Mack, that's different. He was a beast too. But like I'm saying though, I guarantee you, it was a little alarming for some of them people. Like they don't like tweeners in the NFL. They really don't. Like a successful tweener is J. Ryan Kearse. He's a tweener.
I was gonna say Donovan Wilson, but you know you're right. Like both of them guys really tweeners. You look at it.
Yeah, they tweeners. Like J. Ryan Kearse is not a pure safety and he's not a pure linebacker. He's like a nice balance in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And Dan Quinn is this spectacular coach who found a great way to utilize these boys. On another team, look at this now. J. Ryan Kearse was nothing in them other teams. He wasn't doing nothing. Because want to know why? Because he's a tweener. You see what I'm saying? It take a special coach to be able to find this. Then look, that makes sense why Donovan Wilson couldn't find his way on the field. Because he's a tweener.
Well, see, the beautiful thing about Donovan Wilson, like he's a tweener, like, and this is crazy. Like you can actually be a tweener at your position and just be a tweener in between like free safety and strong safety. And you know that's why I think Donovan Wilson, he is like I think he's right in the middle of being a damn good strong safety with some free safety ability. But you know, like, so you know, I think it's like more than one version of tweeners. But you know, talent is talent, right? Yeah. I know for a fact that Neville Gallimore, tweener or not, he's just not that damn good.
Yeah, I was just making the case that it's rough for tweeners, man. It really is.
You know who else is rough for in the NFL?
Who?
The guy who's sorry as hell.
Yeah, don't do Neville like that. He pretty trash, but you know, this a family show here, and this man has a family.
Sir, this is a liquor store. Like we have an entire age limit.
Yeah, the family can't come in here. You got to be 18 and over, though, right? Well, nah, you got to be 21.
21.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be 21 years old to get up in here. But yeah, man, it's that tweener life. It's kind of weird, bro. It's kind of weird. So
I don't think he says Osa a tweener. I think Osa is a true 3-tech because like he has the pass rushing ability, right? He can get upfield. So like I think I think Osa is more of a traditional 3-tech than Neville Gallimore is.
Yeah, Dion, we just said Micah is a tweener, but he the good kind. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people who fall on that wrong side of being a tweener.
Man,
Shout out to
I can't even call Micah a tweener. He like a Super Saiyan hybrid or something. He like Kid Gohan or something.
yeah. He's definitely. We thought he was a linebacker, but he's proved to be a defensive end, and I believe he can do both well. But I don't know if he can play linebacker as well as he play defensive end. I'm just being real. I don't think he could. I ain't gonna say he gonna. Okay, look, if he's a 10 defensive end, where would y'all rank him as a linebacker? Y'all would say 10 with linebacker too?
Of course not.
I would say he might be about a 7.58 linebacker.
Yeah, I think he a regular ass linebacker and a superb pass rusher, right?
You might be right.
I mean, listen. Thank God that that we got a defensive coordinator that that doesn't try as fit a square hole into the round fit, right? So there would be some defensive coordinator that would have made Michael Parsons play linebacker and just went with it.
But, stuck with it,
yeah. But he saw that he could get after the quarterback at a high level. And look, this man has 13 sacks back-to-back seasons. Like if this was, I don't know if Rod Marinelli, God bless his heart, right? No, he did a lot with nothing, but I don't know if Rod Marinelli would have took that stance. I don't know if Rod Marinelli would have made that move.
He wouldn't have recognized that. He would have made him be a linebacker. Like some coaches be stubborn too. I drafted you as a linebacker, you're gonna be a linebacker. Mm-hmm. Whether you barbecue a meal, dude. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? If you can't work out as a linebacker for me, I'm gonna have to move on from you. Like some coaches are just stern and stubborn like that. So we should be glad that we have a real defensive coordinator who understands. They look at a ball of clay, this ball of talent, and understands how to get the best out of it. We should be happy about that.
Thank God for that. And DP Johnson, I'm gonna answer your question. You made the comment we should be running a 3-4 straight up. I really think Dan Quinn is trying to find right DTs to run a 3-4 with. I think that's why Tack here to play 5 tech, him and Tank, flank, Bo, Micah Sam at offensive line. And now listen, like 3-4 is a great defense where you have the linebacking core, right? Because you only have 3 down linemen, and then you have 4 really good linebackers. Like we don't even have 2 good linebackers right now. Like we got, we have Leighton Vander Esch and we got Damone Clark. Like Leighton, I'm not very high on. I like the upside of Damone Clark, but I have not seen a lot from him just yet. And it also, you could make the argument you could try and throw some you could try to throw out J-Run Curse in a hybrid role too in there, but I think we're right where we're at. Cause we already run a hybrid style defense anyway. Because you can play musical chairs with Michael Parsons where you want to line him up at. So I don't think we need a traditional 3-4, especially since a 3-4 is one of the defenses that's more susceptible to the run, and we already have issues stopping the run.
Let me answer these 2 couple questions before I wrap it up because I got to get up out of here in a minute.
Go right ahead.
2 interesting questions. DP Johnson had a good comment. He said we should be running the 3-4. Hold on, that wasn't the one. Yeah, this was this one. He said grown folks talk, fan talk. Osa is a tweener, as is Chancey. He right. Chancey definitely a tweener. We forgot about him. Both would be 5 techs than 3 or anything else. We just playing 4-3 instead of 3-4. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And D Young, DC4L, shout out to him. He says, is there a way we could possibly get Aaron Donald? Yeah, it's possible, but more than likely probable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it take 2 to tango, D Young. It take 2 to tango. You know what I'm saying? The Rams will have to be willing to negotiate. And I'm sure they'll ask for a king's ransom for AD.
And listen, this was a guy who was just talking about retiring. I'm not sure I want to give him a boatload to get him. He played season in Dallas and if this, I'm going home.
Yeah. They still gonna want top dollar for him too.
Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't want to get anybody that's recently talked about retiring. So I be done gave up my future for this man to come over here and play a season and then chunk the deuces. Like I can't even live with myself like that. And you have a better chance of getting DeForest Buckner, who is slightly younger, right? I was already on a trading block. They're trying to blow up everything they're doing over there. in Indianapolis. May not even cost you a lot of money. I mean, a lot of assets to get them because you got to pay them.
Yeah, yeah. But I appreciate you though over here in the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. But I appreciate all the love support from the people, and thanks for having me over here in the liquor store. I need me a pint or two before I leave, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I got you, man. I got you. Just slide around the back, man. I ain't gonna ID you. Just come around back. I got you.
Back door exit. All right. But
Indeed.
I already know, man. I go by Landlord from Alabama. Your plug for everything about America's team. Holla at me on our social media everywhere, man. I appreciate you, Mr. Hen.
Already, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Hey, tap back in with me next time, my boy.
Yes, sir. Salute.
So, hey, man, that was my boy Landlord from Alabama coming by to show the liquor store some love. I myself am also finna get on out of here, man. I gotta get back to work. Make it happen at the 9 to 5. That I will be back tonight to give y'all another show, man. So, we talked about trench warfare. We talked about some names in the middle of this defense that can come in and improve the position. Some possibilities, some guys we're down on, so on and so forth. So thank y'all for coming over, showing love. Again, hit the like button on the way out, the share button, hit the subscribe button if you have not already joined the channel. And the Cash App is still $ Hennythemoor if you want to donate anything for our trip up to the draft in Kansas City next month. So I appreciate y'all. I'll be back later on.